All right, traders, welcome back. Happy Monday. Man, looking like a great day for the stock market today, honestly. So I changed things up a little bit. I was doing videos on Sunday, but I think Monday is just going to be better all around. And honestly, last week was a pretty messed up week. I wanted to see what the pre-market hours is going to do this morning. And man, it was a great sign. So obviously we'll start off with the indexes first, once we jump over to the list. But basically, I just want to run over my watch list. I only have one watch list this week. Because honestly, everything was looking pretty good today. I had just so many that I liked right here. They didn't really want to make a second list. This could probably be, these could probably be 1 and 2. But honestly, a lot of these look really good to me. So, and they're not in any specific order. So we're starting off at the top. Boeing, Intel, Apple, Carnival, AT&T, Tesla, Walmart, Bank of America. All right, let's jump over to a chart and check them out. All right, so starting off with the dollar index, I added this one this week just because I don't know. I was just trying to think of other indexes and stuff. High strength or high where I think it was give us a better idea of the overall market. And I really like the dollar index. Obviously it's a pretty good estimate of our market here in the U.S. But anyways, as you can see, we've just been this is a 1-day candle chart again, bounced off of this 150 moving average, and we've just been cruising up for was that a couple weeks, right? That's got to be at least 10 candles or so. But major red day today, and as you can see, it didn't really. It kind of gapped down, but it just ate it up, and it might be bouncing off this 150 average here on this chart. But honestly, I doubt it. That's a pretty strong, drive down. It looks like it might come down a little bit, but I think that's a pretty good sign for the stock market. Honestly, I think if the last couple weeks in the stock market have been pretty terrible. Everybody's been putting their money in the dollar, maybe. Now everybody's going to be, changing up and putting their money back into the stock market, hopefully. Or maybe that's the theory. So moving on, we'll go to the SPX, the S&P 500 index. We, like I was saying, it's almost the inverse of the dollar. I had this green line drawn out from a while ago where I kind of thought there was going to be a potential bounce, and sure enough, there was. But it kind of, bounced around in here for a while, and I think this is a good sign how we finally made a higher high. It didn't really gap up or anything overnight. It's just been traded up. It's a good Monday. Honestly, I think is a good sign for the start of the week, guys, really. And same with NDX. NDX did just about the same thing. It's been bouncing around here for a while. I forgot where. I think I had a line in here somewhere, from this high or this double top, but I think I took that away. Same thing. It, bounced around here last week. And, I think we're bouncing out of this, or I'm hoping we are. So I think those are great signs. And now to our list, starting off, we'll just go in order that I had them written down. Boeing, I did have this green line drawn out before where I was kind of maybe hoping for a bounce because those were, these existing, I was hoping we were bouncing, we were getting out of this trend here because we made this nice double up back here and we cruised right out of it. But last week was overall really terrible for the market. And you can see it wanted to bounce right in here, right? We had a good green candle. Was that on, I don't know, is that Monday last week? What date was that? 121. Yeah, I think that was Monday. So, we had it was just a green candle because this is our green candle somewhere. Anyways, you can tell it bounced around a little bit, but I'm thinking, we do have a couple bounces here. I think this is going to be a good sign for the week ahead as well. If we can break through this 200 moving average, or the 50 moving average, and then this will be a 150 up here. Anyways, and these aren't in any specific order, but I think Boeing's been a long runner for me. I've been making quite a bit of money off of that one this year. Intel, I just kind of started looking at this one again. It's kind of bouncing in a weird area, but I think if I zoom this thing out to a 3-day chart, the bounce looks a little better. See, there's a couple lows right here, and then there's some really long candles in this area. If I can zoom in and show you guys that. These, really long wick here and really long wick here. It kind of shortened up and then major gap up, and it kind of, just maintained itself. So let's see. You can see we got pretty tall wick here. It's a 3-day chart, right? Today's Monday, so I'm assuming that candle just started today. No, they're counting Friday as a start for that one. anyways, so that could be a really good sign. You know, we got a tall wick, you know, real short body on top. You know, that's a positive bullish sign. So moving on, got Apple. Apple was an interesting one. If I switch over to back to the 1 year, 1 day, it you know, bounced off of here and it just broke through that 50 moving average. You know, bounced the 150 and it just is now breaking through the 50. And I think that could be a positive sign. You know, typically if we bounce through it, you know, I'm hoping this 50 moving average, you know, kind of, you know, respects it and kind of follows the price a little bit, and maybe we'll even bounce off of it again. So I'll definitely be watching this one throughout the week. I didn't get in this trade today, but honestly, if you look at it intraday wise, you know, we got 3 bounces here on the 1 minute chart, and you know, it's definite bounces here, and I think, you know, there's a good freaking upswing there. Now moving on to AT&T, ticker symbol T. It kind of seemed like at first to me it was bouncing out of the middle of nowhere too, but I mean, it is kind of bouncing off of this high, and such a major red candle. I mean, I think that just had something to do with the trading last week and the volume maybe. I mean, it actually had high volume that day. Yeah, it didn't. It looked like it kind of wanted to bounce off of the 150 moving average or the 200 maybe, whatever was right in there. I just run with the 150 on my charts, but it just obviously it gapped up off of these red candles up to this red and just got drove straight down. So that could have played a factor. And the you know, Jerome Powell's meeting and everything else that was going on last week could have played a factor. But I think since we're touching this 50 moving average again right around here, this could be a good sign moving forward. And as you can see, it's I mean, major green day on Friday, and then, you know, I mean, we're still kind of respecting it, still trading up today. So I think that's a really good sign. And then woo-hoo-hoo, Tesla is back in the game. It finally bounced off of this bull flag. Man, I needed that one. I ended up putting a pretty heavy bit down on Friday. I forget kind of where, but yeah, Friday I made got some good entries, and ended up putting, you know, I entered a couple different times on Friday. And actually, I think I even had an entry on Thursday as well. And I had to kind of eat some losses on Friday, and I was really kind of a little nervous about it. Once I saw the gap up, I took some profits, and I ended up actually leaving a portion of mine, my trade, because I think we're gonna start. I don't know if we're around the 150 or this orange line that I drew. If I can zoom in here, this orange line and the 150 moving average, I think is kind of where my stopping point will be, or I'm gonna, you know, kind of reassess it. So that was a great sign for today. And Walmart's been respecting this, you know, this line for a while now. And I mean, we just had a great freaking Monday. Again, was at positive almost 2%, 1.5%. It's basically 1.5%, just over. So I think that's a pretty good sign. I mean, as you can see, we've been, you know, seeing looks like it has like a 1.5% candle and another one and another one and another one. So, I mean, hopefully maybe we'll, you know, bounce off of the 50 or somewhere in there. But I think this is gonna be a good trade going forward. I might be looking to enter this at the end of the day to see what it's gonna do. You know me, if it goes straight up all day to the end of the bell or whatever, I think in after hours you might actually, if it goes all the way up to the end of the day, you might wait till, you know, the next day, because in after hours you might get a little downtrend and then coming up from there. So I might, depending on what it does for the rest of the day, because yeah, I forgot to mention, it is like, what is it, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So it's like, you know, another 2 hours till the bell, a little less than 2 hours. And then we got Bank of America. So Bank of America has been, you know, it looks like it kind of, I had this trend drawn out for a while. I mean, it goes back, I think, maybe a year and a half or so. But you can see it goes below it a little bit, you know, in certain areas. And then it typically just, you know, comes right off of it. But this time we're kind of, it looks like we're almost, you know, coming up, and like we're bouncing now off of the, you know, 50 moving average, or the 150, sorry. And didn't gap up over the weekend, but still had a major, you know, pretty good green candle for me. What's that? I guess only 0.65%, not even 1%, but I still think, you know, that could be something going forward. I'm not entering this position yet, but might let it cool off. See what the open is going to be doing tomorrow. But I wish I would have got into it today, honestly, because there was a good entry point. You look at it here, early morning. I was doing some things this morning. So anyways, just kind of want to touch base with you guys and get another video out there. So let me know what you guys think, and catch you next time. Good luck.